Ooh.
Yo, Mod, you are exploding, gang. I'm sorry, bro.
Mod.
Yeah, like mid-sentence, you just started walding.
Okay, what about that?
Oh my god.
I think it might be. I think it might.
Robots in disguise.
Oh, yo.
俺はルフィ海賊王になる男だ
What is going on, guys? It is your boy Cali Mac on the track. Never whack, bring it back, and we are back with Strawhat Sitdown, episode 76. Yeah, we out here. We out here.
Let's go.
We got it.
Big shout outs to everybody checking in, holding it down for the past 76 episodes. Mister, I'm sorry. I know I took your shout out spotlight real quick, but I sometimes you gotta take over for the one time. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Well, we do appreciate everybody that's been hanging out with us for the past 76 episodes, man. Much love to all you guys listening, tuning in. We appreciate y'all. Hopefully, there are many more. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Closer to 150.
Yeah, no, we out here. We getting to the big 1-0. Feel me? Very soon come. I ain't here with the gang as usual. Feel me? Strawhat in the building. What's going on, brother?
What's good, y'all? This chapter was heat, and people got their agendas, and I'm here to talk about it. So let's go.
Yo,
there's only one thing he wants to talk about, bro.
Yo, he's ready. Like that's crazy.
I mean,
I love this guy, man.
you know me. I'm always in the One Piece power scaling / Twitter / online chuckle space. So. I gotta talk about it.
It has to be done.
Of course.
Mr. G in the building. What's going on, brother?
Well, what's good, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. We got a few shout outs. Happy birthday to my best friends, Alec and Maz, as well as my Lolo. Happy birthday to them.
Let's get it.
Shout out to Marshall D. Preach for the love that he's shown us. We have some work in the future together, and we are very excited. So look out for that. And also shout out to my boy Jonah, who did our intro, and we will be showing that after the rest of the introductions, but we are very hyped about this. So
got a lot of stuff playing, big stuff, big things.
Yo, and this is why you guys got to be watching us on YouTube, bro, so you guys can see this shit.
That's real.
Yes, sir.
That's real. Got to see it to believe it. Absolutely. D3 in the building. What's going on, brother?
What's good? I'm chilling. I'm ready to talk about this chapter. I do want to, shout out myself real quick. I know we talk about One Piece, but just quick little plug. If you guys are into fighting games at all and want to get better, I got a series on TikTok called Minute to Master, where I teach people how to improve in fighting games. So, if you guys want to slide over there, it's D3 King on TikTok,
Peep that.
Learn, check that out. We'll definitely throw the link in the description so you guys can check it out. It's lit. Yeah, if you need some fighting game help, it's the man right there.
Yes, sir.
YHuss, last but not least in the building. What's going on, brother, man?
I'm chilling, yo. This is crazy. This is the last episode before I go to New York and meet some other members of the podcast.
Yes.
It's
crazy.
super lit, gang. We're definitely gonna give you a nice warm welcome. Feel me? It's gonna be lit.
Yes, sir. So yeah,
we all got to get together.
No,
probably 2024 maybe. So
that offline Strawhat Sitdown.
The IRL episode. Yes,
it's coming. We're gonna make it happen.
But yeah, super excited. Crazy chapter. I'm excited to talk about a lot of stuff in the chapter. I will say, waiting a week, holding out for TCB, that shit was hard, but I did it.
Yes, you did.
Wait, so you didn't read the OP scans?
I did not.
Yeah, he did not. My ass was ready to spoil it when we were doing our script for the One Piece Run Back episode 2, and I was just like, bro, I can't believe he's holding out.
Shout out all my warriors, guys.
You a brave man, bro.
And then they tweeted or whatever it is now, Thursday, and he's like, bro, I can't believe they made it Thursday, bro.
Yeah, on Wednesday, because I was waiting for chat on Wednesday, because it drops on Wednesday, and then it's like, nah, Thursday. I'm like, fuck you niggas, man. Yeah, no, but they had a good reason. They had a good reason for it, so it's all good.
Okay. No, they had actual reasons for it. I just figured they just gave up. They just said...
that's literally what I thought. I thought they were like, OP Scans got it this week, but no, they had a good reason. So yeah, that was a crazy chapter. I'm very excited.
No, it's definitely lit. It's definitely going to be an interesting conversation today for sure.
Definitely.
But before we get into the manga chapter, want to give one more shout out to Mr. Boyd because he held us down with a wonderful, amazing intro. Let me show you guys that are watching on Twitch right now. Yeah, check it out. Awesome new intro for the Strawhat Sitdown. Boom.
俺はルフィ海賊王になる男だ
That shit is so wavy, bro.
I love
that.
Oh,
Shit
man.
is fucking gas, yo.
So yo,
Absolutely
Jonah, bro.
gas. Yeah, big shout out to Jonah. Definitely held it down. Definitely held it down to this thing. And we definitely appreciate you,
And
brother. Much love.
Shout out to Cali for the beat, yo, because
Yes.
he extended the beat and everything. He did all that shit. It's all original.
I did indeed make the beat.
Cali Mac on the track. You already know, bro. Shit.
Hey, never whack. Never whack.
Never whack.
Nah, it's lit. It was definitely dope making it. It's definitely dope to make content for the Strawhat Sitdown. Hope you guys check it out. Let us know what you guys think about the intro in the comments and stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is gonna be our intro going forward to a lot of our content. You can see in the front of our YouTube videos and all that.
Hell yeah.
It's lit. Big shout out to Jonah again, man. He held it down.
Yes, a big shout out. And we leveling up in every way. Like soon come and stuff.
Yeah, we got big plans behind the scenes. You feel me? It's lit. It's lit. But yeah, let's get into the chapter, right? That's what we're here for.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Chapter 1090, Kizaru. The unofficial was Admiral Kizaru.
Yeah.
Oh.
TCB also just did Kizaru too.
Okay, so TCB followed more shoots with the official. That's cool. Cover story for the day, we got that boy. I haven't seen this dude in years, dog.
It's been a minute.
Curl? I can't remember the last time we seen Curl.
It was beginning of the show. I don't think he showed up again after that.
I'm wondering if he was in a cover page.
Yeah, I was about to say, has he been in any cover stories since then?
I'll search it up. He probably has been in one, but I don't remember.
He's also been shown at one point when Luffy got a higher bounty. But he was like, because he wasn't in jail. He essentially escaped and left the island from Usopp's village. But
yo, you're spitting. Yeah, there's a shot of him. I'll drop it in the Discord. I actually remember the shot very clearly.
Yeah, he was. He basically was forced to be a pirate again. But he saw Luffy's poster. I forgot. I think this was like Water 7. I want to say when this happened. When his bounty was 300 mil.
No, it was according to the wiki, it was in Logtown when it was 30 mil.
Bro,
never mind.
But I think this is actually an anime only scene. So.
Interesting. Okay.
But I do remember it so clearly though.
Yeah, I remember it too. And I think he did the same motion with his glasses after he saw that. Like he just,
That's such a weird scene to put in the anime only, because that's like hinting at something bigger coming with him.
Yeah, I guess someone was a big fan of this nigga. They're like, yo, you gotta come back, Oda, come on.
There's actually a push to talk. He's actually been getting a little bit of a push. Like I remember seeing this YouTube video talking about him being the forgotten villain and going into deep analysis and stuff, and that has some traction. So he's been kind of getting into prominence again.
I'm sorry, bro. But if they ever bring this goofball ass nigga back as a legitimate villain, I'm just
D3 the hater strikes again.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm not looking at this nigga.
Don't apologize. I'm proud, bro.
Bro, this nigga has extended fingernails. That shit is not intimidating. I'm sorry.
The swords and the gloves is kind of hype. I ain't gonna lie.
Bro,
he's a jobber, but the weapon choice is kind of hype.
He is a jobber. He is a jobber. Look, man, all the shit you could do in One Piece, and this nigga wants fingernails. I'm good.
He said, leave this man in the past.
Yes. That's fair. I could see, Oda's Oda, so I think if he wanted to bring him back, he could do so in a compelling way. I'm not gonna say he's on the highest of my list for wanted returning characters, but I wouldn't be mad at it.
I'm still looking for Geen. So,
brother,
that's a fire one. That's a fire one.
No. He promised he was going to meet Luffy again on the Grand Line. I still haven't seen him yet, so I'm hoping Oda's saving him for something.
And man, niggas break promises.
That's real. That's real. That's very real.
I'm just there.
It's very real. Hey, people still waiting for you know what? I'm not even gonna get into it. I was gonna get into it.
No, get into it.
I'm gonna say motherfuckers still waiting for Luffy to fulfill his promise against Big Mom, and she's drowning in lava. So
Yo,
you know what's funny? I still think there's a possibility, a little bit of shred in my soul, believe that she could come back. But disgusting.
That's a whole nother topic. See,
It's definitely an episode in and of itself.
No cap. Yeah. All right, let's get into the chapter. 1090 Kizaru. We start out with our Yonko man, Monkey D. Luffy, screaming into a transponder snail, speaking to the Gorosei. Oh, I don't know if he knows. He does know it's the Gorosei, right? Because they all heard the conversation prior to, right?
Yes, sir.
He lets them know that they have Dr. Vegapunk, and if they value York's life, then they should move all their ships away from the shore, with York screaming in the background to help, for them to help her. The Gorosei respond confirming that it's Strawhat Luffy, and trying to gauge information on the situation, asking who's still alive in there. Luffy begins to respond, saying they have some injured folks, but then somebody grabs the transponder sail, yells, "Luffy, no!" and then clicks it. One of the Gorosei kind of remarks at this, wondering if this is Nico Robin's voice. But then we go back to the dome that they're all in right now. People are scolding Luffy, letting him know that information is a weapon, so don't hand your enemy the weapons. Luffy thinks that his threat is enough to make them move the ships, to which Usopp just completely shuts him down. Like, what the hell are you talking about, bro? You know what? I really love how we got this hard ass panel a chapter or two ago of Luffy just stanced up as a Yonko, just that nigga, and then it just automatically goes back to Goofy Luffy just fucking everything up. Like, you gotta love it. Luffy is still Luffy no matter what.
Yeah. I was gonna ask y'all, do y'all feel like that this scene, because some people were saying that this seemed a little bit out of character for Luffy to be making demands like that and to be threatening someone's life if they don't back up. I personally don't think so, but what do y'all think?
I definitely don't think so. We've seen because I remember last chapter he said, like, oh, I kind of get it, or like I don't really get it, but I kind of get it. But all it means is that we can use New York as a human shield, right? And people were like, oh, that's out of character. But like Luffy's put people in front of his attacks before, like enemies. He'll pick up enemies and like block attacks with them. He's done in a lot of arcs, like, you know what I mean. So like this guy doesn't give a fuck, and I feel like I don't know if it's out of character. I just feel like we haven't seen Luffy in too many situations in which he has to make demands. So I would not call this out of character though.
I also think his character has changed a lot. You know what I mean? He's been through a lot, and especially after winning against the Yonko, I can definitely see. I don't think it's necessarily one of his words are like of like malice or like just disregard for life, but more so just an understanding of his power.
And there's one thing Luffy knows, it's like battle and like his actual ability to like analyze what's going on and what he has to do to win. Like.
Yeah,
conflict. Luffy's amazing at that, and like I just think about all the stuff he told Vivi about how people are gonna die at war and stuff like that. Like this nigga knows shit has to happen, bro, and what to do. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I agree. Before I keep going with that, I skimmed over one panel real quickly where the people are reacting. Some people, the Marines, are reacting to Luffy's threat, and then we also get a separate panel of the World Economic Journal, where we see Big News Morgan along with Wapol and Luffy also listening in on this conversation. Vivi. What did I say?
Luffy.
Oh my god, I meant Vivi.
You goofy. You goofy for that.
You said you.
Not Goofy. Luffy. That's tough.
That was hard. This is low-key a crazy panel.
Yeah, so it is. We see that Morgan is listening in.
They're tapped in.
Yeah,
they're listening in. They're tapped into the government or whatever line that they're using, which is pretty crazy.
So this means that there's no way that there will be a cover up like there was in Wano. Whatever happens, whatever happens on this island, more likely than not is going to get spread around the world faster than the Marines or the government can cover it up.
I also think an interesting part of this is that, I mean, the fact that Morgans is willing to do this at all is crazy to me. Like, listening on the fucking Gorosei's calls, and especially what he knows from Wapol. I'm assuming that Wapol told them what happened.
Are we assuming that? Because Wapol said he didn't tell Vivi, and he said he wanted to keep it.
But he did tell Morgans he had a scoop.
Yeah, I'm about to say he had. Okay. Because no. She might
learn from like the paper or something.
Yeah. I was about to say.
But still, Wapol had a scoop for Morgans. We can only assume it was this because that was a big thing that he saw, in my opinion. But my point basically is that like the fact that they like, especially like the Wapol hearing this shit, and knowing what he saw, like these niggas are fucking the veil is off for these people, at least I think. So just them listening to this call is crazy to me. It's mad risky, it's dangerous as hell. But also it's like I said, I gotta keep saying it. Everything we saw like before this, when we left Egghead for all these other places, it's all gonna matter in this Egghead incident. And these people knowing Vivi, Morgans, it's gonna be more important than them just knowing about like something. I feel like it's gonna tie in later. And now that Vivi knows Luffy's whereabouts and what he's doing, where he might go, that's also important, especially considering that Sabo is supposed to tell Vivi about the Will of D. So
that's fair. That's definitely.
They're probably close by too. I feel like he might be. I mean, to get to
no, they're a flying ship. We have no idea.
Yeah, to be interfered, to be able to pick up this frequency, there's got to be some.
Like they got to be relatively.
It's got to be relatively close.
Really, I feel like we're towards the end of the Grand Line, and Marijua is like halfway of the Grand Line, right there. Oh no, that was the Reverse Mountain. Wait, am I tripping? I don't know where the fuck anything is. Never mind.
Well, I just feel confusing me, bro.
I confuse myself.
All I'll say is that the fact that they're even showing us this panel, them picking up this conversation, to me means that they're in the area, and that's why we'll get the chance of Vivi getting with the Strawhat.
It goes without saying anyway. So I agree with you. Like I think something's gonna come of it, and obviously I'm obviously for the Vivi returning.
So.
That's interesting.
So yeah,
definitely interested to see how it plays out. Yeah, no, it's definitely an important panel to make note of for sure. Go back to the Gorosei, or not the Gorosei, the single Gorosei, Saturn, who is
this is the one.
Not Saturn, is it?
That is Saturn.
That's the one that's the one that's out right now, right?
Yeah, that's the one that's with Kizaru right now. Yes, okay.
Jake Garcia.
Right, so he says that there are 3 things that they must retain: York's safety, the Punk Records brain, and the power plant that creates the mother flame. Everything else is disposable. So we understand his intentions. We see exactly what his goals are in this mission.
Yo, real quick.
Wait, does that include the Seraphim?
No, everything else is
disposable.
He just said that. He did not even say the Seraphim.
He don't care about nothing but those 3 things.
So one thing that I thought was pretty big was the inclusion of the Punk's record brain. Because I think it goes back to what we were talking about a few episodes about that info leaking.
Yes.
Like he doesn't want that info getting out, and that has everything. So I thought that was a nice pickup inclusion that Oda added.
Yeah, no, the Gorosei are well versed, very well informed. Yeah. They know what's going on and what they need to do. So very threatening, dangerous threat. We get one of the vice admirals, I believe, walking in on the Gorosei. He explains, but Rob Lucci's group's in there, as well as the other Cyberpol agents, just generally valuing the other human life in there, to which the Saturn shows no interest at all. He says, don't lose sight of our highest priorities. Think of human lives as nothing more than insects. They will always breed more to make up for any loss. Insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Super villain line, yeah.
Literally super villain line. And to say it to a human.
This Adam was a bitch ass nigga.
No, but I think, you know what, honestly though, I
don't really blame him. I'm not
No, because I feel like, I don't know if it's me, I feel like I see the contempt on his face.
Yeah,
you can see that he's a little shocked
too.
by the words, and
for sure.
He says yes, sir, but I feel like there's a little contempt behind it. Like,
yeah, you see like the little sweat about.
Too, like, you don't care if you die either. Like, you just.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's still crazy to just see this, right? Because the whole time that we ever seen the Gorosei, we never seen them interact with the Marines that much outside of Akainu. Even then, that's rare. But to see this full-fledged, like, tell a Marine who took an oath to protect citizens, that human beings are nothing but insects and they'll just breed more, so it's okay to kill them. That as a Marine, I don't care how high up you are, must be like jarring, and it's crazy if you have to go along with that or not. Like,
yeah,
definitely,
actually wicked. We go back to the dome where York is pleading and crying to not die. She talks about the agreement she has with the 5 elders. If you hurt her, she says, if you hurt me, the whole island will go up in smoke, just like O'Hara. And then she gets smacked straight in the face by Nami. It's a really nice panel.
Love that shit.
He says that it hurt. How could you do that? I'll tell the elders. And then Nami says, "Do it. Make my day." And then we just cut to a panel of Robin with a little smile on her. It's so beautiful. Chopper walks up to make sure she's okay. It's really nice. It's nice. Sticking up for Robin and what she's been through.
I wonder what happened, bro, because he's in bandages. Like, we don't know what the heck happened.
You know what's crazy? The first time I read this chapter, I didn't even I saw that. He's like, "Are you okay, Robin?" I'm like, "Oh, okay, she's a little injured." And I thought about it, like, "Yo, she's in bandages. Like, she got fucked up."
Yeah. I feel like this should be saved for a little bit later.
Yeah, if you're gonna say, I think you're gonna say it's too early.
Yeah. That might be one of the reasons.
All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. So we are still in the dome. We have a shot of all the Straw Hats and the Vegapunks and Rob, Lucci, and Kaku. Basically, everybody who was in the dome in the first place that's still active is in this room right now.
So this shows, because remember, everyone was asking in the last chapter at the end panel, "Oh, where's Robin and Kaku?"
And Stussy and Atlas, and they're all
and
Atlas.
They're all
here now. So do you guys think this was that they just arrived, or were they just out of frame at the time?
I think they were just out of frame. I think Oda didn't want us seeing Robin hurt and Kaku.
Agreed. Good point, because Kaku was also fucked up.
Kaku's fucked up.
And he mentions that he fought 2 Seraphim.
Yep.
Which is interesting.
Yeah. Right. No, he says he was up against 2 Seraphim. Robin replies to Chopper saying that she's feeling better thanks to him. Lilith, I believe,
line is really interesting. Oh yeah, Lilith is crying
over Shaka and Pythagoras and Edison, even though we find out Edison is actually
alive, just alive. Lost half a face.
Yeah.
I thought the next scene is actually important for later on.
It is.
Yeah.
With Lucy.
We also get Usopp telling her to pipe down because he's about to call in to the basement. About to get an update on that. And then we get Lucci just giving updates on the injured and the status of everybody in the room. Kaku asks what he's talking about, and Lucci just says he's talking to himself. To make note of. We then get Usopp getting in touch with the basement. All of the Cypher Zero agents and the government agents are alive and well and eating. They're all in really good shape, actually. We find out that the Straw Hats gave them food, presumably saved them, but they won't let them out. The government agents ask that they can at least get moved rooms because they are in the same room as the Seraphim. And then we cut to the Seraphim, who are all trapped in bubble balls, which are the same bubble balls as from the bubble shields, which we saw a few chapters earlier. Well, not a few chapters, but we saw earlier in the arc.
Yeah, with the Mark IIIs.
Right. So we find out. Yeah, we find out that there's sea energy within the bubbles, so they have the same effect as sea prism stone. So all the devil fruits are nullified, and all the Seraphim are trapped right now.
Mihawk talks for the first time, by the way.
This is the first time he's spoken?
I think so.
That's crazy. Holy shit.
How dare you trap me in this
thing?
The TCB line is pretty interesting. He more so said wow, this thing can really trap us, huh?
That's interesting.
Like he was more so impressed at the ability of the bubble.
Well, or question: if he had his sword, he'd be able to get out. Yeah, right. I think it's just
it weakens Devil Fruits because it has a sea energy.
Okay.
Yeah, so even if he
right, because he has the slash fruit, right?
He has the
that's
dice
true.
dice or some shit.
Dice dice, whatever. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah.
So yeah, this is also important because it says the Seraphim are on your side.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
what do you mean?
They were worried about it going low.
The talk is like, yo, can we move rooms? These niggas are scaring us. Usopp's like, dude, they're on your side. Why are they scaring you? And he's like, yo, they're just kind of what if they go haywire? But basically, that line of Usopp saying the Seraphim are on your side is like pretty interesting because that means they didn't overturn their commands from York. But still, that raises the question that gets answered in like the next page about how they got Usopp and them free from Boa Hancock's ability. Right. So yeah, we know the Seraphim were not turned against them. They're still on the side of the Marines and the world government.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, just an important thing to remember.
Okay. Yeah, Boa does confirm. She says you can rest assured. The Boa Seraphim. Let me not say Boa. You can rest assured that we have not received any orders to kill you. We have no interest in you. So that kind of also confirms that they're following the hierarchy. Frankie comments in on it.
I like these bubbles, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I think Frankie and Usopp might be getting them as a power up. I hope.
I'm also really interested in how the hell Vegapunk infused them with the sea energy, whatever that means, bro.
And Vegapunk is a key player right now, dog. Yeah. He's doing a lot. Frankie expresses gratitude to S-Snake, the Boa Bot, for releasing them from the stone powers. Vegapunk comments that it shouldn't be part of her programming. Then we get a flashback where we see Luffy talking to S-Snake, pleading with her to save his friends and that she's the only one that can do it. And then in actual classic Hancock fashion, the S-Snake gets all blushed and embarrassed and agrees to free everybody just off of Luffy's command.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah, which is very interesting. So we find out that this is actually something we've been debating for a few chapters now. How much of personal influence do the Seraphim have with their original creators or their original copies? Well, this is a pretty nice perspective. Pretty nice perspective into how the Seraphim work with their original feelings.
Yeah, with their personalities.
Right. Even Jinbei comments on it. Even the actual Hancock can't turn a request from Luffy. How funny that the Seraphim is the same way. Vegapunk says the information transmitted through bloodlines. The information transmitted through bloodline elements when producing.
AKA lineage factor.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's just fascinating. You're just saying it's interesting how it works.
Yeah.
Luffy thanks her, and she continues on with her blushingness. Go ahead, mister.
I was just gonna say, like, it just makes me wonder, like, other Seraphims, you know, like Doflamingo.
Yeah.
You know, like, cause they have, you know, he even as a kid he had like that nasty, like, you know, mentality. You know,
well, we see Jinbei and Kuma, who are two normally stoic, silent types anyway. They haven't said a word either themselves, so.
Yeah, so I'm just curious. You know, I'm curious to see some Doflamingo, bro. Like,
yeah, no, absolutely. That's definitely my most looked forward to.
Yeah, man.
That shit's definitely.
I want to see Crocodile a lot. I really want to know more about
that. Or Moria, bro. Unhinged Moria with like this.
I do not care about
lunar...
that. I'm not gonna lie.
but with I don't know. He might show out because his powers are kind of crazy. If he actually.
Bro's a dweeb.
He is a dweeb.
Yeah, you gonna think that until Moria Cup brings Ace back.
Hello? What? Yo, 3-piece for real. That's crazy.
He goes to Ace and Whitebeard's gravesite and brings them back.
Oh my god, he bringing them both back?
That is insane.
That would be crazy. Everyone always says that with the Seraphim. Like who else do they bring back? So it's not off the cards.
No, it'd be cool. It would definitely be interesting to see for sure.
Yo, they bring back Pedro, bro.
Yo, my nigga Pedro, man.
Pedro, absolute goat.
Throw a firecracker at that nigga and have a repeat.
Oh man, yo, D3 Alma, bro.
That was sick. That was sick in the head. I ain't gonna lie.
That was actually really that's going,
bro. My goodness.
All right, so we're back in the dome. We got Atlas saying they restore communication system, but they still can't open the frontier dome. So everybody's still trapped. We have York saying there's an encryption code on it. So. And her brain is not synced to everyone. So So they won't be able to get the information from her. I don't know if this was confirmed already.
That it wasn't.
Synced up, right? Because I think this was a talking point in one of the last episodes.
I've been harping on that shit every time we talk about the mystery and how she did it. And I have to say, I'm kind of disappointed with the answer. Like, the TCB says, I never uploaded that info. And this one is crazy. I feel like this one is more so like I wasn't synced to you at all, which is very suspicious because I'm like, I don't know, I really had this for some reason, this assumption that the Vegapunks checked that shit and they mashed up everyone else's experiences. They're like, yo, what was this guy up to? You know what I mean? Like, what can we gain from their perspective, their vision? So I'm assuming this kind of like she doesn't mean that she was never synced up. I'm just assuming that. No, and in the OP scans, which is another iteration of it, she says, I didn't share that info with your brains, and I don't plan on telling it either. So basically, I think from the TCB and the OP scans, you know, the two out of the three of them are basically saying this specific thing, the whole like the Frontier Dome, the password, and how I've been doing this. I haven't shared that with you because it's a willing thing I can just upload. So I thought there was gonna be more to it than to the mystery, but it's kind of simple, so I'm fine. It works out. I'm glad Oda answered the question at all. So basically, she was dodging the punk records by just not uploading certain pieces of information. That's how she dodged.
I feel like that does raise a little bit of confusion because, like you said, if then it doesn't make sense for the other Vegapunks to not be checking the constant records, and then even if they weren't, I feel like if one brain isn't synced, like there's no alert or nothing that goes off.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
They just might ignore it though, because you know they'd be scientists and be like just focus on their work.
Absolutely, and also it might be also something to be said about like maybe this is going too sci-fi with it, but the individuality of them all. You know what I mean? Like, is it like do they want to monitor their whole thing and make them feel like they don't have their own individuality compared to the other one? Because they all argue and stuff. Maybe Lilith more so than others. But they have different perspectives. I mean, remember Edison and Lilith were both angry at Shaka for stopping their experiment with Jinbei versus Straw Hats. So they do have clashing characteristics sometimes. So I could see it as maybe they don't want to just, you know, maybe it's not for security's purpose. Basically, what I'm trying to say, Callie, it's like they're not monitoring their every fucking move. Yeah. So that's why it makes sense that if like, you know, if I don't upload certain things, you're not gonna be too suspicious of me if everything else checks out. So that's how I see it, and it's the only way that really makes sense to me. So that's how I'm gonna take it.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I'm glad to have the question answered after all this time.
Real quick, YHuss, I was thinking maybe she just changed the encryption that day and hasn't uploaded yet either.
Yeah, too. But the reason that it has to be for a long time is also because she was calling the Gorosei a while ago.
Which is true. Yeah, because then they would know that if it was.
So she just hasn't been telling them, so which is fine.
Okay.
I'm just glad he didn't talk about it at all. I imagine he just didn't answer. I'd be like, yo, what? So yeah. And also this chapter earlier, they mentioned Punk Records, how the Gorosei wants it too. So Punk Records is like, you know, a very important thing. So we're gonna hear more about it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. So yeah, she says we're not synced. You're not getting the info out of me. This makes Lilith upset. To which York just brushes it off. She just says she wants some food right now, still in her greedy fashion. She's the greed one, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
She's the bodily functions one,
right.
Basically.
Right.
Yeah, but her tag was like desire or something.
Well, yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. We see Stussy telling Stella that they're completely surrounded on all sides, and there are about 100 ships of various sizes and approximately 30,000 men.
Light work.
Yo, that's kind of real though. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if y'all felt this way, but like, I don't know if y'all felt this way. Y'all been reading it, but like, I know we've been talking about how this is gonna be where they approve their Yonko crew and everything, but I've legitimately felt it throughout this whole, almost this entire arc. I don't think I've ever felt like imminent danger for the Straw Hats.
Me neither.
Yes, genuinely same. Like, even with the whole 30,000 numbers thing, I just think, damn, Straw Hats are broken now. They could do that.
Yeah, like it's crazy, like feeling it in real time as the arc is going on. Like, you know, normally we're building up to pressure and conflict and you know, there's the tension. You know what I mean? But there is that there. But I don't feel it with the Straw Hats necessarily, specifically. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Even with Kizaru there, I'm like, they can handle him.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like, I'm not. Maybe I'm just being optimistic, but it just doesn't. I don't get that whole sense of danger.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I think it's more like a quality versus quantity thing. Because if we're talking about quantity, the Straw Hats already dealt with quantity before. Fisherman Island, they dealt with 100,000 fishermen.
Yeah.
And Luffy knocked out 50,000 of them with just
instantly.
With the Conqueror's Haki.
baby conquerors hockey at the time.
Even after he knocked him out, that was still higher numbers than 30,000 Marines. I think it's more like the quality here. Like 30,000 Marines, I feel more confident in like seeing the fighting powers of 30,000 Marines versus
not vice admirals too.
Yeah, including vice admirals and the admiral versus like 50,000 fishmen and 50,000 regular run of the mill pirates.
Okay, so basically you're saying that they're not jobbers. They're like actually.
Yeah, they have some hitters to a degree. I'm gonna say, but also like it's like also they have to get Vegapunk out. They have like an objective to save people rather than just defeat people. You know what I mean? So that's also something to think about.
Yeah,
no, that's right.
So maybe that could be like part. I think that's part of the conflict. That could be where the tension is like, can they succeed in making sure the Vegapunks get out? You know.
It's way easier to run offense than it is to run defense a lot of the times.
No, that's fair. That's fair. If they had to just punch their way out, it'd definitely be a lot easier. But trying to protect, rescue, is definitely going to be. I could definitely see that making the size a lot more of a challenge. That's fair. We get to the Stella. Stella's OG Vegapunk. Yeah. He's talking to Nami. Asks if she's the navigator. She talks about how the long pose hasn't recorded any signal, but they still have one steady needle from Wano. So from the end of Wano, where they had the 3 different directions, she still has one direction recorded in her log post. She says it's pointing northeast, and then Vegapunk says that would be Elbaf.
Yes, sir.
Luffy and Usopp had the same reaction as I assume a lot of people did reading that.
And Robin, a little. You see Robin in the back too.
Oh, she has a little ...
Yeah, because she does know that's where the Ohara books are, and maybe
maybe Saul. Yeah, you're right. No, absolutely.
Yep.
Elbaf at last. Assuming everything goes as planned.
Yeah. Captain Mid, maybe. Who knows? As a homeless guy.
He probably
just on the shore, just knocked out. Yeah,
he's not Captain now. He's just mid. Don't kill me, D3.
That is tough. So Usopp and Luffy are in Joy. Might be able to finally go there. Someone's giving. Is that Stussy? Someone giving Stussy a look?
Yeah.
It was
Rob Lucci.
Oh, okay. It's Lucci giving Stussy a look. Oh, he got a hold of that. Yeah, he got a hold of that. That's tough. So Vegapunk goes on to say that the ship is currently at the Lavosphere, at the top of the island. The Navy ships are waiting along every bit of the coastline, so they can't leave via the port. He says that the northeast direction that they'd be heading is in the backside of the island, but the ship is with the Vega Force 1, which is the giant robot that they met originally when they got to the island. He says that they could use the Vega Force 1 to simply fly over the Navy's blockade, ideally, but the robot can only fly in the airspace over Egghead. Once you leave, it will fall to the earth. So then Frankie chimes in. That's when the Coup de Purse can fly even farther, 1 kilometer away. Vegapunk agrees, and now have a plane attack. Unfortunately, the barrier is still in play, so without that, they still are trapped in the dome. York says she still won't tell them the code, and then the Vegapunks furiously begin typing and try to crack this code, saying never play mind games with Vegapunk. It was a pretty funny panel. I can't lie.
I love this scene.
Yeah, it's sick. See them
like, you know who I am? Stop playing with me.
Yeah, no, it's real. He knows what's up. It's real. We then get a cut to the Stella telling Lilith that she wants her to use the Vegapunk Force 1 to do something. We don't know what, because we get cut off and we go to Bonnie, Luffy, Frankie, and Lilith running towards the Sunny and the Vega Force 1. They're talking about the barrier could come down at any minute, and it means that they can escape, but the enemy also can attack them. Lilith is in absolute awe, being on this island her entire life, that she is finally getting to leave the island. Frankie comments it's not a field trip. Luffy says we don't have enough food on board, and then Bonnie comments on that. The two foodies just going off on food.
More pizzas, baby.
Yeah, Luffy talking about how Sanji can make pizza. Bonnie comments that he's pretty cool and a good cook and a good fighter, with a very big smile on her face. And Luffy comments, "Why are you so cheerful all of a sudden? It's weird." Bonnie says, "I decided I won't kill Vegapunk anymore."
Mm-hmm.
And then Luffy says, "I guess crying all night helps you feel better, huh?" She says, "I wasn't crying."
That's foul.
Okay, so
yeah, I don't know if you wanted to break it down real quick.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like,
is,
it's kind of time because all the stuff from earlier chapter and up to this point has everybody kind of paranoid about what's going on. Because I mean, for anyone in the audience that don't remember, or anyone on YouTube or whatnot that's listening to this, if y'all remember a while ago, before we left Egghead, you know, we saw a ship coming, and it was clearly Blackbeard's ship. And based off of process of elimination, the only people left that are not accounted for are Katarina, Devon, and Luffy.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, now it's been a whole day since we seen them. And granted, they could have been just passing, but most likely they hear. And, you know, Katarina Devon's ability is to transform.
Yep.
So people are saying that what Luffy's saying right here is basically an obvious, not confirmation, but obvious
implication.
Red herring. Yeah, implication, or potentially a red herring that Bonnie might. Right here, it's not actually Bonnie, but actually Katarina Devon.
That's definitely a possibility. Real quick, Strawhat, your mic's exploding a little bit.
A little.
Office. Yeah.
But we got everywhere. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, we heard you. Though. We did hear you. I've been seeing that theory. I have been seeing that a lot. I think that one thing really cool to note is that they also have Lafayette with them, who is the master of getting in and out of places, which could also explain, if they're there, how they would have gotten into the Frontier Dome, because nobody's supposed to be able to get in and out of there.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that because they haven't opened it, so how would she be in there?
Right.
Yeah, but if anyone could get in, I really believe it would be Luffy, especially because he got into like Marijois, right where Mihawk and they were having the warlord meeting, and he just appeared, and everyone was like, "What the fuck? Where'd you come from?" So it doesn't surprise me that if he of all people, it would make a lot of sense to me. I think. Go ahead, Kyle.
No, I was just gonna say, I think that's the only devil fruit from Blackbeard's crew we don't know yet, right? That's the
absolutely, yeah.
So that might be the reveal. Who knows?
Yeah, it could be. And so I think Bonnie. I don't think she is. Honestly, I didn't really get, because people were adamant. Like Morge made a stream about it earlier this week about, you know, like, solving the Egghead imposter. Tekken made a video about it. Now I saw this when I read the chapter, and I'm like, dude, were there really that many clues? Because some people said Robin, and the reason some people said Robin of all people is because I think in the OP scans she was more like forceful with Luffy when she was telling him like get the fuck off the phone and stop giving them info, and people were saying it was out of character for her.
It should be though. I feel like she had the right, because Luffy be talking like
absolutely. He was wilding.
Yeah, but they're saying that it's not in her character to do that, even if he's in the right.
So to tell him like shut up. Yeah. I read the OP scans. It doesn't look like it was that ham to me, but maybe they changed it. Do you guys remember if it was more like forceful than this?
No, I don't remember no people. In the official here, it's not even like that. She's definitely
humble.
Yeah, she's humble with it, 100%.
Yeah, even in TCB is the same. So I don't really see that. The Bonnie one, I think, is like, dude, I think it's obviously like it's not. Even if I was thinking about the Devon thing, I still think that this is like not. It's obviously not her. Like I feel like she's this whole thing about her like getting better is because she was crying about it last night. And she feels better, like she figured it out now, not knowing about Kuma's.
And then she knows the truth. She knows the truth. That's why she's not gonna kill Vegapunk.
And killing Vegapunk was only because she didn't understand that he was trying to do what Kuma wanted her, probably, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And he said, like, I think Vegapunk said it was his idea or something like that. So, like, she didn't believe him. So, like, she doesn't want to kill him because now she understands. So that definitely is not, in my opinion, an implication that it's Devon. I can't see anyone else that it would be. So people said the way Rob Lucci was looking at Stussy, that it might be Stussy. And also one other thing to remember is that
I think he's just salty. He's salty. He just salty.
Could be. I think it is him being salty too. That's how I read.
I can't lie though. That would be actually crazy. That would be a crazy play from Oda to hint it right there. with that little stare, and then it turns out being her. That would be a crazy play. I can't lie.
I just think it's kind of crazy I think it's like a bit too much of an assumption because Sussy was telling Vegapunk about the situation around the Frontier Dome and what's going on. So to me, it would be like I feel like how would she know Stussy is reporting to Vegapunk? You know, I feel like you have to know a lot about the person to really transform into them and pull this off. Stussy was already a question mark to us, and still is low key. Like we don't really know that much about her. But my point basically is that a lot of people are going off a lot of straws, like grasping at straws for a lot of these. But it's an idea nonetheless, and it's a more popular idea than I thought it would be, considering like big YouTubers are making videos about it. People are really talking about it. So yeah, it's just something to think about. I don't. Do you guys think any of these are potential?
I think that the Bonnie one holds slight merit. I'm not gonna say 100%. I think it holds slight merit. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I could see it playing out.
Yeah, that's the most realistic one.
Yeah. No, but I do think that there's a higher chance. It makes a little more sense for it to be that like you said, her just getting through that entire memory of her father and getting a better understanding of the situation that went on with her pops and Vegapunk, and you know, just through that understanding, being able to calm herself and not want vengeance anymore. You know.
Absolutely.
I think the Stussy one is cool. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a cool theory. I'm not necessarily for it. I just think that if Oda foreshadows it with that little look that Lucci gave her into her being the Katarina Devon clone, I just think that would be really cool. I'm not necessarily for it against it. I just think that'd be cool.
I agree. I do think that would be a cool way for it to have been hinted at. But yeah, we'll just have to see.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We're back on the Navy fleet.
Yeah. Yes,
where they're saying they're getting a transmission from Rob Lucci where they're getting details on what's happening inside and sharing it with all the ships. So all that muttering that Rob Lucci was doing earlier, and he said he was talking to himself, he was actually feeding information to the Navy fleet.
Is anyone surprised with this? I feel like some people were calling this guy a traitor. And I'm like,
what?
He was on his side the whole time.
What?
people have used the word betraying the Straw Hats, and I'm like, dude,
yeah,
this guy is literally a villain.
They're bugging, man.
Yeah,
like, exactly. He is a world government agent. Like
literally.
Like he's doing his job, and that's what I was saying earlier. Him talking to himself. That's him somehow letting them know, like,
yeah,
all the info that's inside.
Yeah,
I find it interesting that Kaku didn't even register what was happening. Like, does Lucci have some sort of secret way to communicate with them? I thought that was weird.
Might be the bird, bro. Who knows? Like,
yo, that's what I thought. I appreciate you said that.
That would be crazy. That'd be crazy. He definitely has. I think realistically, it's probably like a hidden transponder on his body.
There's that too.
Yeah, probably.
That would be cool. That'd definitely be cool. We get Saturn talking to Borsellino, aka Kizaru.
Yeah, real quick, Callie, Mod threw his new link in the chat. I think you got something.
My camera, well, not my camera specifically, but the OBS, my Bot Ninja crashed. So yeah, here's a new link.
That's all good. I got you back. Okay, so we have a combo between Saturn and Kizaru. Saturn asking if Kizaru heard what the information that Lucci gave them. Kizaru says he's talking a big game, like he's in control, but it seems like they're all actually trapped inside. Saturn says the Frontier Dome is a laser system and you are light, can you not get inside? Then we get some really interesting dialogue from Kizaru. He says, quite frankly I can, but a good friend of mine is defending Vegapunk below it. Saturn says just leap over him. Kizaru says that's not a very sporting thing to do. When a man is making a principled stand like that, I'd prefer to play this one by the book. A little bit different than what I remember reading in the OP scans. I didn't read TCB. I read OP scans.
OP scans right now it says can't you go through it? Since you're light, he's like, yeah, I can. The one Vegapunk station to guard the dome is a friend of mine. He said, just ignore him. I can't ignore a man who's determined to fight for his duty. Doing that will go against my ideals.
Yeah, I feel like that's such a way more interesting line.
Like
that line is so good, man. But
TCB, I think, had like a pretty. I think TCB captured what I felt about Kizaru the most. I feel like he was kind of saying the same thing, maybe not as principled and idealistic, but he said, I have to deal with my pal down there first, and then he said fly over him, and then he said after he's resolved to put his life on the line, that would be spitting in his face. At least let me do this my way. I feel like that Kizaru was more like laid back.
Yeah, like doing it how he wants to handle. Yeah,
I kind of like that one.
This one, I feel like the official was more standard, like anyone could say that, and OP Scans was really like going into depth about the ideal and the honor almost.
Yeah,
so, that's pretty interesting lines.
Definitely interesting. He then goes on with reasoning outside of his ideals, talking about there will be countless losses to the Marines and the Navy if they decide to press on with this attack. Saturn comments the time is of the essence, and he asks about the power plant, which is one of the 3 priorities he has for this mission. Kizaru says Rob Lucci is a very capable agent. He sent all the information I wanted to know. I don't know what does he have his hand on in this panel though?
Looks like a map, maybe. That's what I was thinking. Or like
I feel like it's like
schematics, like a blueprint of Egghead, maybe.
I think it looks like a paper report. Like it could be the schematics, it could be like a long form text of what he was saying. It could be the blueprints. It could be. I just feel like it's all the info. It's like a piece of paper.
Or it could be pictures. Because remember, this dude was able to like take pictures with this shit, right? So like, what if Rob Lucci's been taking pictures of like locations?
Yeah, it could be all that. So all that info, I think, is just like a stack of paper that just makes up the report, basically.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, that's fair. We get all the ships preparing for battle. I guess it's through an announcement on all the ships.
Dude, I did not get this shit.
Yeah, because it's like thought bubbles.
It's like thought bubbles, bro.
Yeah.
Prepare for battle. They're all probably just yelling. Maybe I don't know. I take it as they're yelling to get ready.
No, but they had it's thought bubbles though. You would have used a different bubble if it was yelling.
But so what fucks with me is that the old woman in the middle looks like she does not look like she's fucking yelling for sure.
Yeah.
But also the nigga with the weird chin and neck and the dinosaur looking ass head, he looks like he's like talking to people. He has his mouth open. So I feel like it's
he's responding. Bro. He's responding to whatever's talking with the yes sir. That's what it looks like.
I mean to the right. This long neck nigga. Right there.
Bronchiosaurus man, bro.
Yeah, like, literally. This nigga looks like he's yelling at people, like use them on the sea beast weapons, or whatever. I feel like this is really confusing to me. I cannot understand what's happening. Okay. I don't think there's really much to even be gleaned from it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing that I could potentially think of is someone has a devil fruit that lets them communicate telepathically.
Yeah.
And other than that,
yo, Ma, you are exploding, gang. I'm sorry, bro. Yeah, like mid sentence, you just started wilding.
Okay, what's going on here?
Oh my god!
I think it might be
robots in disguise.
Yo, it might be a Wi-Fi thing. I rather than his mic. I think it's more so a connection thing.
Yeah.
Yo, he had an interesting idea. I thought it was too ham because it was so small. I thought like maybe they had some way to communicate like on the low, like it's like some new Navy shit or whatever. But yeah, I think that's what he was going with. But I can't.
No, that's fair.
That's what I was thinking actually. No, I was thinking that too, because if it's not them yelling, then and you guys keep saying it is thought bubbles. Like then, what if they're all connected telepathically?
I definitely think it's now that we talked about it and I'm looking at it, I do think it's some type of unified communication. Whether it's like a devil fruit or like a transponder snail everybody has or something, I don't know. Or maybe it's just
features. So crazy that Oda just dropped this low-key. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That to me is ham. That it's just this one pair of lines, one pair of panels.
Yeah.
That this happens, and then later on he's gonna show us that they have. That's like, well, I had some Oda shit to do, honestly. So.
It is some Oda shit to do. I couldn't even be mad at it for real.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think we know. All right.
Sorry, I was just real quick. Can y'all hear me fine, or
it is not? It is not much better, brother.
Oh goodness. All right, never mind.
Mr. What you say?
Go ahead, Mister.
I was just gonna say, I don't think we know all of the Vice Admiral's like powers, right? Abilities and stuff.
We definitely don't know these.
We don't know any of them. We've never seen them before this arc. Yeah.
So it's a possibility. We'll see.
Okay. It's interesting to see. They say if they can't use the 6 powers, for all the soldiers that can use the 6 powers, make for land when the battle starts. Liberate the captive Cypher Pole agents, and that the cannons are worthless against the pacifistas. Use them on the sea beast instead. Just general orders. Battle's getting ready to start.
Yeah.
The Luffy group with Frankie, Lilith, and Bonnie have made it to the Sunny, and they're on the bouncy cloud ground. But as soon as they do that, we get that boy Kizaru pulls up with the sacred light mirror and just completely beams past everything in the entire island until he sees a young man, Sentomaru. He says, "You're finally here, old man." And then Sentomaru gives the orders, pacifistas, to eliminate all hostiles. Kizaru says, "Here I go, Sentomaru, my defense." Kizaru says, "Here I go, Sentomaru." Sentomaru says, "My defense is the greatest in the world," and blocks a light kick from the Admiral himself. The light from below shines through the clouds to Luffy and the gang, and then Luffy looks very shocked and says, "Someone's here, someone's strong." End of the chapter.
Crazy ending.
Yep.
Very crazy. Sentomaru blocking this attack like he didn't just get folded by Lucci is crazy to me.
Lucci.
Like he's not about to get folded here.
Yeah.
But, hey, but you know what? There's probably gonna be some exposition.
I'm glad he saved the world's strongest defense comment for here and not Lucci.
No, that's real though.
If he'd have said that shit, got folded by Lucci, bro.
That's real. No, that's real though. That's real shit. But honestly, I do think that there's probably going to be some exposition here, being that they do have history, as we've seen.
They do have history. Yeah.
They have a little bit of a relationship, so probably get a little bit of background during this fight with them.
I just gotta ask, you guys don't think this is Oda trying to throw us off that it's someone else under, right? Like, you know, like it's the light from below. Someone's here. That's definitely Kizaru, right?
Yeah,
definitely. I just think it's one of those things where, like, you got to give him the moment. You know what I mean? Kizaru's here, and he's, you know, I try to tell Kizaru. It would be crazy if, you know, like, Luffy said talking about someone else who obviously could be, you know, whoever, but still, I just think that would be wild. So yeah, I definitely think it's Kizaru.
I just have to ask because, you know,
I respect it.
Just wondering.
That Luffy face is crazy to me. Like, he really this shit is.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of terrified.
See, I think niggas is dragging
that's a strong word.
Nah, I seen motherfuckers talking about this shit all week about how Luffy's scared of Kizaru and all this shit.
Oh my god!
Taking it to the absolute max extreme.
He got that PTSD from Saboti, bro. That shit bring him back to the horror stories, bro.
I hate these niggas.
I definitely think he's acknowledging that there's a strong threat because he's still Kizaru is definitely still an admiral and he deserves to be acknowledged when he enters in full force like this. You know what I mean? Like enters in battle mode, ready to tear shit up.
And who else tells us someone's strongest here than probably maybe the strongest on the island?
On the island, exactly. The Yonko on the island would definitely be able to acknowledge that. So I do think that it's definitely more shock than terror. I think if Kizaru hit this punch on Sentomaru and then just beams up to the top cloud and runs into Luffy and them, I think Luffy would be shocked, but I think Luffy would easily take on the challenge. Not easily as in battle strength, like, but like easily step up to it and be like, I got this guy. You know what I mean? Right. So
if anyone thinks otherwise, they're fucking crazy, bro. I didn't know niggas was harping on it like that. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, no, I've seen it. People are crazy.
Of course, no, they never change. But yeah, I think it's impressive. I feel like we have to talk a little bit about the fact that he blocked Kizaru. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what you guys were gonna say about the exposition and stuff, about how they have history. Y'all think Kizaru is not trying to murk this nigga off rip?
I think there's some credence to Sentomaru's defense and his history with Kizaru. I feel like if there's anyone that were to block him right here and right now, would be the guy that knows him most, the one that he calls him uncle or.
Okay, I see.
I can't say I necessarily agree with that because, like we said, he just got folded by Lucci.
He did.
Yeah, that's like the striking difference.
Yeah, you know, and and we know Kizaru is leagues above Lucci and Sentomaru. The thing about this that makes it really hard to gauge is we still don't fully understand Kizaru's ideals. We got a glimpse into it this chapter, but we still don't know his motivations and what he fights for, what he wants to do, right? Because he could very well be I don't care guy, but I don't touch family. You know what I'm saying? And he'll just breeze past Sentomaru, or he could be on some I gotta do what I gotta do shit and take Sentomaru out and then move on to Luffy. You know what I mean? We don't fully understand Kizaru's character yet, so I think it's really hard to grasp what direction this fight is gonna go.
Definitely.
I feel like I don't want to say he's holding back, but I don't.
There might be though. There might be
how
though.
you're blocking an Admiral kick and you're getting knocked the fuck out by Lucci.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense.
That's what I kind of feel a little bit.
I could definitely see some holding back. I 100% know we're gonna get a conversation between them before the fight ends. However the fight ends, we're definitely getting a conversation between these two about something for sure.
Yeah.
Which would give credence to them holding back.
Yeah, there's a lot about the two of them that we don't know. We did see that little panel earlier.
Yeah, we had the flashback where they were all younger. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, I just can't think of bro. We're really seeing Kizaru fight for the first time since Sabaody or since Marineford.
Yeah, no, it's been a hot minute. We're
500
actually
500 some chapters.
Yeah, this chapter is getting into the actual fight now. Like we're getting the order from the past feasts to start eliminating. We're getting the Navy getting ready to swoop in, getting their orders. This is gonna be the first battle, the starting point to whatever this all-out war incident that's gonna happen on this island. Yeah, absolutely.
Is anyone else kind of losing a little bit of faith that Oda's gonna explain the last night, like very in depth? I feel like he might speed by at this point.
Did you ask about losing faith in Oda?
Look, I didn't mean it like that, okay, buddy? I'm sorry. You're right. I have a bad choice of words, but I mean, like, because like the battle's starting, dude, and we.
I think we will. I think he'll give us.
I think that information is too important to not give us at some point.
Like, we have to see what happened to Robin and Kaku, bro.
Yes,
like we have to.
There's definitely
what happened in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, there's definitely some gaps in the story that need to be filled with the information from the past 24 hours.
Yeah, that's more so what I want to see. I just like, how do we get to where we are now?
I think that Oda's waiting. I think there's going to be a moment where something happens because of the incidents that happened over the past 24 hours.
Oh yeah, I can see a few already, like the bowl ball and stuff like that.
Right, and then that's when we go back to see, what the fuck happened. Because, that's Oda fashion too, you know what I mean? Leave some stuff in the back burner, in his back pocket, so that when he wants to bring it out, he can bring it out, you know what I mean? That's definitely Oda's bag, so.
Fucking Sasabo and Reverie. Perfect example.
Oda loves keeping storylines in the back for whenever he needs to bring them out. So definitely, I think we'll definitely come back to that at some point. That's pretty much it for the chapter. It was a banger. It's definitely a banger. It's definitely more of a setup.
Yeah.
Because next chapter we're getting into the nitty gritty. We're gonna see what's really going down. But definitely a dope chapter. Definitely a dope chapter nonetheless.
Is there no break next week?
There is a break.
There is a break. Yeah.
Yep.
No, wasn't this the? Oh, okay, no. Okay, they're breaking next week. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
I think the Viz says it's coming September 3rd.
I hate it.
Very unfortunate.
I know.
It says 14 days, bro. 14 days.
Very unfortunate. But you guys know the Strawhat Sitdown crew will be there for you with plenty of One Piece content to hold you over until the next chapter. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Before I do my regular shill, any last comments on the chapter? Anything you guys want to talk about?
No, I just hope we get more. If there's anything I'm feeling for, Kuma backstory. Stop hiding it, Oda.
Yes, that's another one.
Oh yeah, with the whole Bonnie thing. Yeah.
I'm telling you, that might be one of the most important backstories in One Piece.
Yeah, it's true.
That would definitely be. Oh my god, my camera froze. Look at my face.
Oh my
That looks crazy. Oh my god. All right. Yeah, I guess that's about it for this chapter though.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. Yo, Mod, you still with us, man? I'm sorry you couldn't chime in on that.
I know, I feel bad.
Yeah, I guess this shit might still be cooked. But yeah, we do appreciate you guys that hung out with us today. Big shout out to everybody that hung out with us. In the Twitch chat, everybody that hung out with us that's gonna be listening to this on YouTube, Spotify podcast, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, etc. We appreciate each and every one of you. Big shout outs to everybody that watched our video 2 episodes ago, I believe.
Yeah, big 800.
Became our most watched video on YouTube on our channel.
By far.
It's like
By
800.
far. Yeah, we're at 800 on it.
Yeah. And the last one hit over 300, which is sick too.
That's great.
Yes, sir. We appreciate everybody. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube, make sure you subscribe to that YouTube now. Strawhat Sitdown on YouTube. We post all our VODs there. We got all this cool content on there. If you can't keep up with the Twitch streams, be sure to keep up with us on there. It'd be greatly appreciated, man. Much love, much love.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you guys follow all the other Strawhat Sitdown socials. We are on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube at Strawhat Sitdown.
And before you peace out, Kylie, look at the sub you just got on Twitch.
You got a sub?
It's very funny.
Big shout outs to Antoine. Antoine always does this, to subbing to Gear 5 Monkey D Luffy, or gifting a sub to Gear 5 Monkey D Luffy. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Antoine, my go, man. I love that guy. I hope you're doing good, man. But yeah, make sure you guys follow the Strawhat Sitdown on all our socials. Be appreciative. We don't have a chapter next week, so we will be coming back with some break week content, so make sure you guys tap into that. But yeah, it's gonna be it for the episode, man.
Yes, sir.
We hope you guys enjoyed. Next time, take it easy, be safe, be healthy. We appreciate you guys, and we will see y'all when we see y'all. Peace, peace, peace.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Thanks.
Peace.
R.I.P. Big Mod.
Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Strawhat Sitdown crew in the building. We Corona to these other podcasts. We gon' put these people in their feelings when they hear this, and they know that they can't top this. We spit facts and we poppin' every time an episode is dropping. We see D3 in the corner, Mister, that's a real G with the green screen in the background. Got him looking like he in a real scene. We got Big Mod in the cut, always ready with rebuttals, but he bring the knowledge when we in the huddle, so you know the crew is never gonna fumble. And it's YHuss, last but not least. If you ask me, then Cali, mad the captain, make him rally around me. Every Sunday we gon' run deep, and we can't stop until we find out about that one piece. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We